Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday and first full day of spring. Spring is what inspired Michaela and I to do this self-care challenge because it's a really great time to kind of refresh or integrate self-care practices after a long winter. I know I'm right by my back door here, and I'm sure you can see maybe a little bit reflective, but there's still snow here in Maine, and I know Michaela is getting snowed in today in New Jersey. So anyway, hopefully it'll start feeling like spring soon. But today is day 3 of our self-care challenge, and we've loved hearing everything about everyone's evening routines and morning routines, and it's been a really great refresher for Michaela and I to kind of reconnect with what works for us and maybe adjust our schedules and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to add Michaela here to this. In day 3, we wanted to talk about spirituality. And I know spirituality,
Hi, I'm in my car on the road.
Yay! We work from anywhere.
Exactly.
So we are talking about spirituality. And so one thing that I wanted to say is that spirituality can look different to everyone. So, to some people that might be, having a church or like a structured religion. To other people like me, I don't particularly have a religious affiliation, but to me, spirituality is connecting with, there's some sort of higher source or the universe, or just trusting the process. And so for me, that is incorporating meditation into my practice. I know that Michaela and I have talked a lot this week about that we feel like maybe we could full-time meditate. But that's not really that conducive to getting a lot, physically done. So meditating is really big. I mean, I think this week I'm on average meditating twice a day, if not 3 times a day. And it might be, and typically it's guided. And for a while I was doing silent meditation. I was trained in transcendental meditation maybe 3 years ago, maybe something like that. So for a long time I was just doing silent meditation. And then I felt that the guided has served me better over the past 6-12 months. And so with that, I'll just be like, what do I need right now? Am I feeling just like unhinged? So then I'll do like a grounding meditation. Or if I'm feeling like insecure about, how things are going, business wise, I'll do an abundance meditation. Or there's chakra clearing meditations, things about relationships,
Right.
kind of attracting not only like maybe a new partner, but maybe just like attracting what it is within your current relationship
That you want
into your life.
Yeah.
Getting connected with what that looks like, because sometimes we disconnect from that because you're just kind of like doing the same old thing every day and you forget like, what is it that I need? So anyway, that's what meditation is for me, and it's been super helpful. And then the other part is for me is journaling. And just kind of it works as a way of getting the thoughts that tend to spin in my head out on paper, and it kind of just like releases them to the universe. So it could be like just getting whatever negative things or just things that have happened in the day out, but it can also serve as a place for me to connect, take the things that maybe have come up in meditation,
right,
and putting them on paper, like, what I want to manifest, and putting it out there, and it just like, it serves as a way of connecting those things. So those are the 2 big things for me. I know Michaela and I have talked a lot about doing angel cards, which that is a really great thing that can help you kind of make sense in the moment of what your thoughts or things that are outside of you,
right,
what it all means and what you can do with it. So those are just a couple ideas, but you could talk forever about spirituality.
No, I can't see my life without spirituality. It's like exercise for me. I mean, if I don't get aligned, there's just like no sense in my day, and it looks different every day. I mean, there are some things like Maya does that I do every day, meditate. I don't journal every day just because not to say I don't have time, that's like a silly excuse, but I process a lot within me, so that's just the way I do things. But I do journal maybe like every other day. Another thing I wanted to mention, going to nature can be spiritual, and it is spiritual, to connect with, um, the source almost. And like, I feel like if there's something going on in my day, and if I go for a walk, you know, energy moves through you, and things, things come up for you, and different thoughts, rather than if you're like sitting on the couch and like, oh, like thinking about what's
Right.
going over and over. Like, you'll look at the sunshine, you'll get some fresh air,
Right.
fresh oxygen, things like that. Like, that is spiritual. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like you have to sit on a meditation pillow for 20 minutes every day. Like, if that years ago didn't feel right to me, so I did it when I want, like when it did, and now with the practice, I'm like, okay, I definitely need it. I need to, like, process through my thoughts and emotions. And because there's a state that I want to feel, and I know how to get there now, and we're not meant to be like chaotic, and like, there's like everything going on outside, and we're kind of just bouncing from things to things. Like, no, like, we're supposed to be still, and meditation does that. So I just want to say that you cannot be like truly, truly, truly happy and energized and your full self without spirituality. So it is a huge, huge part of motherhood. I mean, being a mother is a very spiritual practice as well. You've created a being. There is that higher source that has been in connection with you, and just tuning into that, makes you more conscious, more accepting. So that, and I wrote down some notes. So,
Yeah.
so say, like in our days, we, let's be real, we don't have that much peace. Like, it's not like it's just like the Zen day and like everything is going like beautifully. There's a lot of chaos, and it looks different in every family. But you have the ability to create peace, like within, and even if it's just 1 minute, it makes a huge, huge difference. I know Maya has said many times, like, her kids notice the difference. I know my daughter, she can't speak yet, but I know if I'm in a certain state, she reacts differently. She's more attuned, and maybe I'm more present to her. If she's calling mommy, mommy, and I look at her and she needs that attention and I give it to her, then she's satisfied. She's not craving it in, acting out in tantrums because I'm just busy, I don't know, writing an email or whatever it is, So just tuning into the flow. Spirituality helps.
Right.
So I love to study the chakras. It's a little more in depth, as far as like energies. And it's a great way to, like, let's say you're having difficulties with relationships or career. That's in the base chakra. So it's like focusing on the red color. It's at the base of your spine. That's the first chakra. And, we have different chakra systems throughout our bodies that, we can't see with our eye, but that are there. Let's say you need to work on your confidence. You work on your solar plexus or your solar plexus or sacral chakra. Yeah. Heart chakra. If you have difficulty speaking up or speaking the truth or even seeing the truth, you work on the throat chakras. I worked with a client that had thyroid issues, and I guided her to a simple throat chakra meditation, and it helped her heal because she got to like work through that, stuff that was happening. And a lot of stuff is like from our childhood that we have space in us and that need cleaning up, And so anyway, chakra work is amazing. I love crystals. Crystals, even working with the moon can be spiritual. So having new moon, full moon rituals, that's really awesome. Love angel cards. They're very fun and can get your answers as well. And I love to do sage. So when I feel like funky energy outside, I have a sage stick and I just go, and I don't know, maybe it's a
Yeah.
mental thing that it's like a placebo effect, or and I'm sure it's energy wise as well, which we can't see.
Yeah.
So I can't, attest to that, but it does shift
Right.
things. And I actually use sage around my electronics and my workspace and my home. And I don't know, every like once a month, I will, after cleaning the whole house, there's a technique. You go from the door and you go in clockwise and up, through the house, and you just sage the house in the corners. And so that's fun.
Yeah. I had my house, I actually had
That's right.
a Reiki master come to my house, and he's amazing. But after my I cleared out all the stuff that was left behind by my ex-husband, I had him come over, and he saged the house and also used salt in the house. But he did that same thing where he went around the house and cleared it, but then he also did a chakra clearing, and it was really interesting because I remember he did this chakra clearing, and so there's like the chakras are on both sides of your body, and so first he did the front, and then at the end he did the back, and he said that he had to really work at clearing the back of my heart chakra, which was so interesting. But then I remember feeling like this weight like lifted from me after. And it's funny, I remember one of the recordings that I used to listen to over and over again of Wayne Dyer, and him saying like, it's one of those things with spirituality, like if somebody tells you that crystals are going to cure your cancer, who cares like how it works or why it works or anything, but he's like, I'm gonna buy chairs made out of crystals, because it's like, why not, so if you really like crystals and you feel that like the flow of that, then add that in. So it's just really what works for you, and it's kind of just experimenting
and also what's
and playing
accessible
around with it.
to
And
you.
it could be and it could be going to church on Sundays. I mean, it could be praying every night. It really just depends on what feels good to you.
Well, I got into praying recently, and it's just my own prayers that I come up with. And I know, I forget, there was something happened like years ago. I was living with a boyfriend, and we had this like, I don't know, like weird spiritual situation that happened, and his mom had the house cleared, and after that it hasn't happened. So even religiously, I mean, religious, spiritual, like you need one or the other or a combine, or it's gonna develop, like once you maybe you have a practice, but like be open to different things too,
And it's about feeling it, because you might have a practice where you're saying the same prayers over and over again, but you're not even feeling or like hearing them anymore, because it's a habit. So it's about kind of like, okay, what does that mean for me? Because different practices might serve you better at a different chapter in your life. So it's just something just to like keep in mind as you go through this day and integrate it into hopefully more than just this challenge week, but that's our intention, is to help you get these self-care strategies into place.
And what we do is we focus a whole week. So the person that participates most in this challenge gets our introductory course free to them. But coming from this experience, we focus on spirituality for like a full week, and we go really in depth on all these different topics that we cover this week. So that's really fun. And if you want to get more into that, you should definitely check out the course, which we could put the link in there as well. And it's also nice to be part of this community, to see how, other women, moms, use spirituality, and it's like, you could try it on, like you try on different clothes and say, oh, okay, that didn't work for me. Nice. Maybe it'll work for you in the future. 'Cause there's some things I do now that just didn't fit into my lifestyle before, that I make time for now. But it's nice to have that knowledge about things. So we just want to say good job for participating and just saying yes to yourself and yes to your self-care. And we want to hear back any, any insights, any like changes, any shifts that you have felt inside, and let us know what your spirituality practice looks like. Would love to know.
Yeah, and let us know how, your evening routine and your morning routines are going as well, because, that's still part of it. It's kind of like we're adding something each day. It doesn't mean that the other things go away.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
yeah.
Love you, girls.
All right. We love you all. Thank you so much. And we look forward to all your comments.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.